Sometimes people get really stressed out because they're feeling overwhelmed. And what happens with our brain, if we have more than 7 bits of information, our brain goes into a complete meltdown of, I don't know how to juggle this anymore. And it's sort of like bunny in the headlights. And we get overwhelmed, which then stops our performance, stops us moving forward because we're trying to work out what's going on in our head. And when I look at things like this with regards to how people are managing themselves and also their workload, it surprises me so much that people aren't taught time management. They're not taught how to prioritize, how to look at utilizing the time of day with regards to their peak performance throughout the time of day. So are they more creative? So in the morning, so do they need to do more creative work in the morning? Is it the fact that, that hard task has to be done first and then the rest of the day just flies past? Utilize it, getting them to understand themselves and utilizing their own mindset and habits and then integrating that into the work. But even reducing overwhelm, simple techniques of being able to get it out of your head and onto paper and to have the confidence to talk to people of, especially if you've got a workflow by about 4 different people, you have one line manager, but you've got work coming in from 4 other people. And they're all telling you it's urgent, and then you just go into, well, which one's urgent? And you start getting overwhelmed and stressed. And the problem with being stressed and overly stressed is the fact that your brain goes into fight and flight, and when you're there, not much production gets done because your brain's still assessing threats. And for you to start moving into the logic part and the rational part of the brain is crucial for you to start moving forward. So when we're looking at overwhelm, you're getting stressed, you're moving into that fight and flight. It's like a case of, what do I need to pull myself back? And like I said earlier, it surprises me at how many companies assume that people know how to manage their time and assume that people will talk if they're feeling stressed or overworked or overwhelmed. And they won't. And if they're not taught things, they don't know what they don't know, so they don't know what they're actually going to be asking for either. They just feel that they're overwhelmed, and then they feel that, they're crap at their job because they should know how to do this. They've been doing it for years, and, and then they get angry and then they get frustrated, and then it starts playing out into the office and into their personal life. So I suppose looking at understanding and taking any assumption, because as most leaders and managers, senior management, you've all done some type of leadership training, time management coaching. You've been in those types of environment where you've picked up little bits along the way. Our team haven't. And it's very rare that training actually goes down to all levels with regards to key things like this. So when someone's getting overwhelmed, or when you're giving someone work, ask them if there's anything that they need from you. Ask them, coach them of, how are you going with managing your tasks, your time, and, do you feel productive, or do you have those days where you just go home and you feel like you've done nothing? I had a client who was so busy every single day, and he'd go home and he'd be like, I feel like I've done nothing. I feel absolutely deflated because I know I haven't stopped, but I have done nothing. And then I taught him a technique of showing him how he can show what he has been doing throughout the day. And then at the end of the week, and all of a sudden he got that job satisfaction, that fulfillment. Oh my God, I am actually doing something. Look, I can see it. So don't take for granted that everyone knows how to manage their time. And when people don't know how to manage their time, it can create stress. So as leaders, ask. If you don't know yourself, go on my website. There's blogs, there's videos that I share techniques on time management. Share them with your people. Happy for you to print screen and hand them out, or forward them as well. to support them on knowing how to manage their time and what that actually looks like for them. Because if we can refrain them from being in that high stress and overwhelmed, they're going to feel a lot more relaxed, and they're actually going to feel more fulfilled because they're getting more done in the day. So if you've got any questions, as always, feel free to reach out. I'm more than happy to help. And don't assume anything. Question everything you think you know. That's a little mantra I live by. So until the next time, speak to you soon. Take care.